Ladies and gentlemen, this is the YouTube channel vlog show of inspiration and realness. Also, this is the YouTube channel vlog show of positivity, personality, and fun. This is Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977, and now the perpetrator of these shenanigans, Big Beefy E himself from his Big Beefy Man Cave in New Bedford, Massachusetts, Mr. Shenanigans himself, and the two-time Chilling 3000 2022 End of the Year Awards winner, Eric M. Lima. Thank you very much, Mr. Announcer, sir. Well, hello there, everyone. Welcome to yet another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. This is episode 526 of the show. NXT Spring Breakin 2023 Event Center. How's it going, everyone? Right now, the NXT locker room was celebrating spring break at a picnic outside. Hank Walker was hitting up the grill. Everybody's talking about which matches, who's going to win what. And then Big Body Javi got himself in a little bit of trouble, running into Dabba-Kato, who threw him into the fountain where the women's tag team champs Alba Fire and Isla Dawn were hanging out. So I thought that was pretty hilarious in itself. Right now, the first matchup's underway, and it's a trunk match. Tony D'Angelo and Channing Stacks Lorenzo versus Pretty Deadly. That'll be the team of Elton Prince and Kit Wilson, formerly known as Stan Stoker and Lewis Howley, when they were NXT UK, former NXT Tag Team Champions, I might add. Here's the deal. A lot of trunk matches is similar to a casket match. You know, all you gotta do is stuff your opponent inside the trunk, close the lid, game's over, and you win the match. That's all there is to it. So far, I mean, and everybody's going nuts. Pretty Deadly. Going nuts. Everybody's going nuts. Particularly Pretty Deadly, they got a new T-shirt out. I think I'm going to get it. It's Yes Boy, you know. And then I need a Fanatics gift card to get it. And I'm probably going to go for one of those tomorrow after work. But might I digress? It's going to be a lot of fun. I will guarantee you that. I'm really, really excited. I'm really excited, and so this match is crazy, though. So, yeah, the trunk match. As you know, two title matches. The NXT title on the line as Grayson Waller challenges Carmelo Hayes for that championship. Carmelo Hayes defends it against Grayson Waller. You got Indy Hartwell defending her women's title against two young up-and-coming upstarts, Roxanne Perez and Tiffany Stratton. And then you got the mixed tag match, former partners Brooks Jensen and Josh Briggs on opposite sides. Josh Briggs teams up with Fallon Henley, while Brooks Jensen teams up with his girl, Kiana James. Then you got a one-on-one match of Cora Jade going up against Lyra Valkyria. Braun Breaker one-on-one with Andre Chase. That's a pretty stacked card in itself. NXT Spring Breakin'. It is going to be insane in the membrane. Red Sox were up 7-0 after Jaron Duran hit a grand slam, hitting 3 grand slams already this year for the Red Sox. How do you like that? All right, so I got to get back to watching Spring Break, and I'm probably going to need something to eat because I'm hungry. I'm still hungry. One little baby steak ain't enough, so going to have to cook up something. I'll see you guys, and see you and watch this match as it progresses. Alright, the end of that first match with a trunk matchup, after a little bit of chicanery and shenanigans from the family, which Pretty Deadly had the match half won when they stuffed Stacks in the trunk, but here's the deal, he had a freaking fire extinguisher, knocked Kit Wilson into the trunk with a crowbar, put Elton Prince through a table, and grabs him, stuffs him in, close the lid. The family wins the matchup. They end up driving away out of there. Where are they taking him? I don't know. So, maybe Pretty Deadly is ready for the main roster. Who knows for sure. And Tiffany Stratton addresses both Indy Hartwell and Roxanne Perez in the Women's Championship Triple Threat match. And Andre Chase was deep in thought about his matchup against Braun Breaker. And then Duke Hudson pep talked him, and then all of a sudden he's getting ready to go. So I think that match is coming up next, according to what Duke is saying. So we will look at the cat. Well, that's cute. Look at the cat. It's like I want some Temptations. There you go. There's my food. All right. Oh, I miss owning a cat. I miss having a cat in the house. You know. Anyways, so I think the matchup coming up next: Braun Breaker versus Andre Chase. We shall see what happens there. So, see you around. Alrighty, then. Here's what's going on right now. The matchup between Andre Chase and Braun Breaker is over. Braun Breaker won the matchup using his uncle's finishing maneuver, the submission hold, the Steiner recliner. That's right. That was it was when I saw that, and when Vic Joseph referenced it, I said, "Uh-huh." Oh, I think he's gonna be digging into his uncle's persona a little bit, so to speak, in that matchup. Mackenzie Mitchell was trying to report of what happened with in the trunk match. Ilya Dragunov arrived in the arena. Mackenzie Mitchell tried to get a word with him, but then Dijak just blindsided Dragunov, slamming the I know everybody was there. It looks like Oney Lorcan's back on NXT, so to speak, because I think he was there. I think one of the trainers and agents and all that, holding yelling at Dijak. So that was something. So I think I just saw Oney Lorcan there. So anyways, both men decided to brawl, and they were separate. Right now, women's action, the women's division, Lyra Valkyria, formerly known as Aoife Valkyrie, takes on Cora Jade. So this is going to be a heck of a fight, say the least. I would not be surprised if Cora Jade was the one that attacked Nikita Lyons. I'm going to get in that situation. Well, got my little snack here for spring breaking, a little bit of a, those little pizza snacks here. So I'm going to have some fun eating them while that's going on. So check out the action. I'm going to check out the action for now. And the Red Sox are up 7-1. So let's see if there's any change in the score before I go back and continue. Let's see. And All right, still 7-1, top of the 8th inning. So let's see what happens here. All right, so I'm going to go back to watching NXT Spring Breakin', and we'll hang on to the results of that matchup and the results of that matchup and anything else that's happened afterwards. So check you guys out. Well, the matchup between Cora Jade and Lyra Valkyria is over, and Cora Jade did win the matchup. A little bit of chicanery. Tried to use her little pipe, and the referee stopped her. But then when the referee put it away, chop block. That was it. Double R and DDT. Cora Jade picked up the victory, and it looks like very shocked that the NXT title is on the line next. I mean, it's only like 8:45. So what's the main event? Probably the women's championship match, triple threat. That's what I'm personally thinking. That's going to be the case. So it's going to be. So that means it's going to be a heck of. And with the draft coming up this Friday, I'm sure a lot of NXT superstars are trying to step up their game. And believe me, when people step up their game on NXT, they mean business. And believe me, there'll be a lot of changes. And some of the NXT folks get up on Raw or SmackDown. This is going to be fun. So until that happens, we'll find out what's going to happen next. The title match will happen coming up, and I will get back to you on those results. Okay, so hang in there, guys. Okay, gotta watch it there. We're going back to the hold up. All right, as a Cora Jade did pick up the victory over Lyra Valkyria. Channing Stacks Lorenzo and Tony D'Angelo celebrating their victory, driving in the car, and Pretty Deadly's banging in the back. Let us out, and crying about it. And then Channing Stacks Lorenzo took over because you want to drive and puts him back in the car and breathe. The title match is going on right now. NXT title on the line. Carmella Hayes defending it against Grayson Waller. And Grayson Waller did a smart thing, though, even though I don't like the tactics. He took out Trick Williams with a steel chair. So figured making a one-on-one matchup, and they were pretty, but he was a pretty mean dude. So, anyways, like I said, with the I know Vic Joseph referenced what happened on Raw last night with Triple H unveiling the new World Heavyweight Championship. Big gold, the big belt looks nice and everything else. Yeah, sorry, I almost lost my train of thought there, but I'm okay. So I'm sure a lot of these NXT superstars are really may have saw that, and if they were going to get drafted to either Raw or SmackDown, they're really, really kicking it into high gear right now. And believe me, this will be something. Let me tell you. So title match is going on right now. I'm going to get back to the matchup. We'll get you the results of that matchup. Looks like the women's triple threat match will be the main event for NXT tonight. Spring Breakin. So we're going to continue on. So rock on, guys, and I will see you after this matchup and whatever happens next. Well, the title match ended. Carmelo Hayes did retain the title over Grayson Waller. Grabbed the microphone, calls out Braun Breaker, challenges him to a title match. NXT Battleground Lowell Mass. That would be Carmelo Hayes' neck of the woods. Fellow Massachusetts native, because Carmelo Hayes. Braun Breaker comes out, blindsides Williams, attacks Carmelo Hayes, puts Williams in the Steiner recliner, and then Braun Breaker spears Hayes through one of those enclosings inside. It was crazy. So, and then Roxanne Perez talked about dreaming of being a WWE superstar. You know, she named up a couple of people that were not mentioned for a long time. That would be AJ Lee and the Bella Twins. She mentioned Lita there too, and Bayley. And the crazy part of it, she says she wants to be the next women's champion. And then they did a recap on the whole Briggs, Jensen, Henley, James situation. And I think that match is coming up next, the mixed tag match. I forgot about that matchup. So this is going to be something. You know what should happen? If I was a WWE superstar, a legend, so to speak, if I want to form my own stable, I would blindside those two, put the ladies through a table, and then tell some hooded figures, put them in the van, because when I get done with them, we're all going to be a happy family. And I'm the leader of the pack. I don't know, I'll call it the process or something. I don't know. Google. So we'll see what happens next. So, hey, kitty. Okay, so I am just really, so we'll see what happens next. And we still got the women's title match, triple threat match. And we shall see what in the world will be going on. All right, now Joe Coffey was calling the tag team champs his brother and Wolfie. And then Joe Gacy has approached him and said, hey, proposition, we like... And then Ava Rain shows up, and he thought it was going to be just only the two of us. He said, listen, we want you guys to give Gacy a tag team, give the Dyad a tag team title shot, because they pinned the Creeds and not because they weren't pinned in the matchup. But then he goes, what's in it for us? He said, well, if Joe Gacy beats Joe Coffey, the two Joes, then the Dyad get a tag team title shot. But if Joe Coffey beats Joe Gacy, the Dyad will not be won't get a tag team title shot as long as Gallus are champions. So next week it's going to be on. It'll be the Battle of the Joes, Gacy and Coffey. If Gacy wins, the Dyad gets a tag team title shot. If Coffey wins, they don't. Simple as that. Meanwhile, the mixed tag match between Josh Briggs and Fallon Henley versus Brooks Jensen and Kiana James. And, I'll tell you what, Brooks Jensen is getting vicious. Like, again, somebody needs to straighten all four of these out and form a stable with all four of them. Make them as one. A new Nexus, maybe. I don't know. All right, so we're going to get back. And the Red Sox did win, by the way. 8-6 was the final score. Baltimore, despite having a grand slam and scoring 5 runs in the bottom of the ninth, came up short in the rally. But Kenley Jensen shut things down for 2/3 of an inning, and that was it. Looks like Caleb Orton needs to go, my personal opinion. Well, we'll see what happens. So we'll get back to the matchup, and we get the results and anything after that. Well, that mixed tag match was over, and thanks to a miscommunication by Jensen and James, Val Henley and Josh Briggs picked up the victory, but then Keanu James got upset with Brooks Jensen, and when she went to hit him, Brooks Jensen stops. She goes, "You didn't ever love me, did you?" She goes, I never loved you." And she walked out on Brooks Jensen, and I'm going, "Oh no." And then Josh Briggs went over to him and said, "I'm sorry, man." And then they both kind of hugged it out. I'm glad that Briggs and Jensen are going to be back together. I'm so happy because they were awesome, a totally awesome team. And I think Brooks Jensen better be wary of the women that try to flirt with him. But I'll tell you one thing: if him and Briggs make up to the main roster, it's going to be very difficult for him to even try to even get his eyes off some of the lovely ladies up there on the main roster. But I wouldn't be surprised if it would be funny if Keanu James was the one that took out Nikita Lyons. Hey, or paid someone to do it. I can see Nikita Lyons standing up and whatever. I miss Nikita Lyons. All right, I got her on the brain. Mackenzie Mitchell interviewed Dragon Lee, and Dragon Lee's interested in the NXT Heritage Cup held by Noam Dar. That'll be a heck of a matchup, to say the least. And Scripps addresses Axiom. Looks like next week they're going to battle it out. And up next, a newcomer to the NXT roster. We saw Tank Ledger a couple weeks ago. Now, Oba Femi, who did a little furniture removal demonstration. And he's going to make his debut next against who? If it's Big Body Javi, consider that match a squash, let me tell you. Anyways, yeah, so Oba Femi will make his debut coming up next. And it's my phone here. It's not ringing. It's just it did ring. It's just a messenger sound. So we shall see what happens coming up next. Okay, Oba Femi made his in-ring debut against former NXT UK Tag Team Champion Oro Mensah. And back in NXT UK was known as Oliver Carter. He ended up picking the Femi ended up picking up the victory over Oro Mensah. Like I said, beforehand, Sol Ruka was attacked in the outside the PC in the parking lot. We don't know who's been doing it. Maybe almost the same situation as Nikita Lyons, and somebody's out to get somebody. So who knows for sure? Those two will may end up being a former tag team when they came back from their injuries. Like I said, Oba Femi did make his debut against Oro Mensah, picked up the victory over Mensah. Gigi Dolan grabbed the microphone and says JC Jane brought her family into this. Gigi Dolan says her brother will be at ringside as they go as they face off. So this is going to be a very interesting situation to say the least. Mackenzie Mitchell interviewed Drew Gulak and Charlie Dempsey, asking them why they attacked Wes Lee. He said it's a marathon, not a sprint. So this is going to be an interesting situation. Drew Gulak is aiming to be the North American Heavyweight Champion of NXT. And coming up next, it is the main event, the women's title match, triple threat, as Indy Hartwell will defend her title against former champ Roxanne Perez and upstart Tiffany Stratton. So we'll see what happens after this matchup is over. And I will. I will address Tiffany Stratton's situation. I said I was going to talk a little bit about this, and just a warning, that'll be my topic for Rant and Rave, because I think Michael Bombardier might want to hear this. I think it's very important that he does before he said, he goes off on Tiffany Stratton. I know, Tiffany, we know, but I know Jerome Latimer got on his case about Tiffany Stratton. So I'm going to Fightful.com for just a second here to read the story here. Tiffany Stratton gives an honest assessment of her skills. And when she joined back in 2021, and she was on Busted Open Radio with Dave LaGreca, Tommy Dreamer, Bully Ray, and she goes, I think I have every single component that it takes to become a superstar. I think I lack in the ring. In the ring, I think I lack with my selling and psychology. That's where I need to improve, and quickly. Definitely in the ring where I need to improve with my selling and psychology. Those are the number one factors. When asked who she goes to for advice at the Performance Center, Shawn Michaels is definitely the one I try to go to a lot and ask for advice. He is the one that is telling me your selling needs to be better. Then Fit Finlay, he has been helping me a lot lately. I go to him for questions as well. He's been helping me a lot. And that was, and according to Wrestling Observer, says she would like to stay a little longer at NXT, but to get her hone her wrestling skills. And when she does get the call up, I'm ready. I will make the most of it. I will rise to the occasion. I'll be ready. So, and that's something to behold. That's right. That's once again made me have a lot of respect for Tiffany Stratton a little bit more. So we shall see what happens in this title match. Is she ready? Is she the one to lead NXT women's division? Who knows for sure. So let's see what's happened. So until then, it's the NXT Women's Triple Threat title match. So let's go. All right, before the women's title match got underway, Wesley was about to watch the title match, and then Tyler Bate come in and said, "Hey, listen, man, I'm really concerned about you, man. But next week's title matchup, he's gonna have Charlie Dempsey in his corner. You need someone to watch your back." And and Wesley thought about it. He said, something? You're right. Okay. Okay, and then he's down with that. So Wesley goes, "You gonna hang out with it, watch the match with me?" Yeah. So watch the match. These ladies are gonna go, and like Tiffany Stratton says, she's working on. She wants to work on her wrestling skills. She wants to stay behind NXT. But if she gets called up, she'll be ready. It's just that she'll make the most of it. But maybe it might be a rush too soon. Well, we'll see what happens. Because I think Tiffany Stratton, if she plays her cards right, she may end up being the next Charlotte Flair or go beyond what Charlotte Flair has accomplished in the WWE so far. Well, who knows for sure, And because a lot of young ladies right there, they want to be. They want to be where Bianca Belair is at, where Rhea Ripley's at. And right now, Indy Hartwell's in that position as well, being the top of the women's division in each of the brands. So, you want to be like Zelina Vega, who won the the Queen's Crown tournament in 2021. So, it's a huge... But Zelina Vega has a humongous opportunity to take the title off Rhea Ripley for the SmackDown Women's Championship. So that's something to consider. So right now is where we're at here. Roxanne Perez and Cora Jade. To me, high upsides. They're the future. I believe that they're going to do great things in the future. They're former NXT Women's Tag Team Champions. Roxanne Perez, a former NXT Women's Champion in her own right. So also, Indy Hartwell is not only a current NXT Women's Champion, she's also a former NXT Women's Tag Team Champ with Candice LeRae. Now, if Indy loses the title, she may end up on the main roster, and she may join forces with Candice LeRae to continue the way and beat one of the women's tag teams. And that was to challenge Raquel Rodriguez and Liv Morgan. That would be a heck of a deal. And that will be huge upside. I mean, she'll join her fellow Aussie Rhea Ripley on the main roster, so that's going to be another two. And we already had a lot of Australian women on the main roster. Rhea Ripley, Toni Storm, the Iconics, and Indy Hartwell. That's your team, all Australian team right there. So let's get back to the triple threat match and get the conclusion of this matchup. Stand by. All right, the conclusion. Now, despite the fact that Indy Hartwell hurt her ankle during that matchup, she did end up coming back to the matchup and retaining her title. That was huge. And D'Angelo and Stax, they disposed of Pretty Deadly. And now they want Gallus for the tag team titles. Seems like the dyad and the family want those tag team titles that Gallus has. Next week, 2 matches are happening. North American title on the line. Wesley defends against Drew Gulak. Wesley will have Tyler Bate in his corner. Drew Gulak will have Charlie Dempsey in his corner. And the former Toxic Attraction stablemates. Gigi Dolan going one-on-one with JC Jane, and Gigi Dolan says she's bringing her brother to ringside. And that is that. And that is NXT Spring Breakin 2023 Event Center Report. That's all the time we have on this episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977, episode 526 of the show. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next episode. Tomorrow we'll be doing some Wild Wednesdays, Joker's Wild, AEW Dynamite, also tomorrow night. Okay? So, until the next episode comes rolling around, Mr. Announcer, please take us home. That is all for today's episode of the show. This is Mr. Lima speaking for Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. A Big Beefy E, do it for Bob Saget production, and in association with A Sweet Bowl for Raving Dingleberries Telepictures and Distribution. Thank you for watching another great episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. Until the next episode, goodbye for now.